Let's see here. Lighten that up a little bit. Wow. Well, I could have gone in the barn, but it's quite warm and the flies, they bite. Okay. Let's face it, they bite. And I'm sorry, I'm not wearing long pants. It's too hot. So I'm sorry. You're up in my room again. Let me see if I can get that in a little better position so we're not quite as much into the glare. Let me see here. I don't know. Here, I guess that's the best thing, huh? That right there. I guess that's the best. I don't have my glasses on because honestly, I can see better without them. My glasses are so bad. They need a new prescription. It's not the prescription that's bad, it's the glasses themselves that are bad. There we go. That's better. So, plastic lenses, and they just do not hold up to a farming lifestyle. Hey, Christy Betts, how you doing? Is it warm enough for you? Oh, please forgive me. I am a little sore right in the gut, just under my rib cage, and the back of my thighs. And what is causing that to be sore? It's lifting boxes of my son's belongings up into the attic. Hey, Stringfield Ridge, how you doing? Yeah, I've been lifting boxes up into the loft in my barn, and that's causing a little bit of muscular discomfort in my gut muscle. And I'm assuming it's Teresa and not Lee. um, then in the back of my thighs, not quite so much. It's better today than it was yesterday, but from walking hunched over up in my loft to reposition the boxes. So it's been physically tried. I'm sorry. I thought I slept last night. So anyway, that's since I ran out of boxes. I had to put that part on hold. So I had yesterday to take a break, and today I'm taking a break. And I don't remember if I did anything. I think I put some boxes up on Thursday, a few. He had a couple of larger boxes that weren't too heavy, and they were already packed full, and they were fine. I just had to tape them up, and I put them up there. So they were pretty lightweight. So anyway, I guess I was assuming too. Yes. uh, I can't see Lee as that much of a chatter online. I mean, when he's in front of the camera, yeah, he's quite chatty. But on a live chat, I don't know. Oh, I guess maybe if we were a bunch of guys talking about guy things, maybe he would be. I don't know. He's a good guy. Anyway, so I got more boxes today. So hopefully, with the number of boxes I got, um, I can finish repacking some of the larger boxes and pack up what wasn't in boxes. Um, my pastor's wife told me that she won't have any more probably for a week. I said, that's fine. I'm hoping that these boxes will be enough. you know, Lee is very quiet until he knows you well, and then look out. Yeah, I've seen that a lot. uh, so I'm just gonna, aside from doing maybe a little bit of packing today, I'm just kind of chilling out. Um, the biggest muscle strain. It's not real big. I've strained muscles more than this, but it's just because it's right there under the rib cage. It's like you move the wrong way and it hurts. I mean, it's not like excruciating pain. It's just like, oh, you're there. Oh, thanks for reminding me, kind of thing. So, but anyway. Well, this morning, let me see it. We've got boxes everywhere, and with me trying to go one direction and my son another. Yeah. Oh, believe me, that's not fun. But you do what you got to do, and hopefully you don't get anything all confused. Um, So this morning I discovered I had, I think I mentioned before, I had a duck that had a nest under the barn. Well, she showed up this morning with her new ducklings. She had two. I said, that's fine. I have an overabundance of ducks. Now, the last one that had two, I've been cleaning and singing Let It Go. Oh, yes. Very apropos. Yes. So the last duck that had two, she lost both of them. You know, the one I know didn't look like it was all that great. I wonder if it was going to make it. And the one that disappeared first was the healthiest of the two. And then it wasn't long and that one disappeared. Now, what I have discovered is that the drakes sometimes will pick on the ducklings. And I even caught a drake just lambasting into a duckling once. And it's like, okay, no, we're not going to have this. So I know that the drakes have to go. They really do. I have to get it down to one drake. And it's just, I want to butcher them. I want to put the meat in the freezer. And right now, with as hot as it is, I'm just not sure that that would be the best time. It's supposed to have a cool down, a little bit of cool down, and then it's supposed to warm up again. So I don't know. I'm just playing that by ear. As soon as I get a chance, I have to deal with them because I can't have them killing the babies. Okay. So let me see here. What else? Okay. You know that I sold a bunch of goats. And one thing that I was concerned about was Daisy's little boy, Aster. It's like, okay, it's a rainy and 75 here for 2 days, then back up to 100 degrees. Oh, wow. I know you were rather dry. You were hoping for rain. I'm glad to see you got some. Yeah, we're supposed to have showers this afternoon. I haven't gotten an update on the weather yet. It's supposed to rain tomorrow morning. So we could use it still. We're not as dry as we were. We have had some rain, but it's, we're about due where we could use some. So, oh, awesome, Heaven Bound. That's awesome. It's something. Everybody's crying for rain these days, except for West Virginia. It was Virginia that had flooding. Okay, they may not be asking for rain. But Kentucky on West, we need rain. Okay, and West really needs the rain. Oh, they're in a bad way. My heart goes out to them. Oh, so anyway, Daisy's boy Aster is trying to figure out what to do because he's half Kiko and half Saanen. I was in Tractor Supply yesterday. They had straight run ducks, but they were still $6.99. Wow. I don't sell my ducklings for that much. But they have the other kind of ducks. I have Muscovies. I don't know if I want to get into the other kind of ducks. If I could keep them by the pond, I would, but I don't know if they would stay by the pond. Well, anyway. So I was debating about what to do with Aster. I didn't know if I would be better off banding him and using him as a wether, or if I should try to sell him as a breeder. But because he's half Saanen, half Kiko, I wasn't sure how well that would go. So, I figured, well, I've got some time. I don't have to make a decision right away. Okay. And I just left in God's hands. Okay. Well, was it yesterday or the day before? Somebody showed up here on a 4-wheeler. And I asked him what I could do for him. And he said, well, he heard that I had some goats that I might be interested in selling. I said, okay, yeah, I've got a little bit left. I don't have a lot left I'm selling, but, of course, he right off looked at Joy and asked about her. I said, no, I'm sorry, but she's spoken for. Green collar, she's spoken for. I said, all I've got left is 3 young does. I've got one that's a little bit older, then I've got 2 young ones, but they need to be with their mother for another month. And he was asking about any boys. I said, well, I sold all my boys. I don't have any left, just my one buck. Of course, who I'm keeping. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute, I have Aster. So I said, oh wait, I forgot all about Aster. I said, I've got him, but he's half Satan and half Kiko. Um, and he made me an offer, and since he is a half breed, a mix, I figured, well, okay, probably the offer is probably about as good as I'm going to get for him, unless of course I send him to the market, which I didn't want to do, because he's a sweet boy. He knows his name and he comes when he's called, for the most part. So the guy's hard of hearing, but I think we, came to a deal, and I told him I have to check my dates, but I think he's too young to leave his mother right now. But I'll check my dates. But I figure probably in about a month time, he should be old enough to leave his mother. So I checked my dates, and he will be 2.5 months old in the middle of August. So I think he'll be all right to go. So he's supposed to come back the middle of August, and he's going to buy Aster from me. At least that's what he says. So we'll see if he actually shows up. Okay. But yeah, he's so that would be a load off my mind, because he wants him as a breeder buck. So that's awesome. He doesn't care so much about breed. He just wants a buck to be able to breed his does. So that's all right. And he's not that far away. He's 4-wheeler distance away. So we got that. Now, update on my son. Okay. I think that I mentioned that he was diagnosed with COVID pneumonia, and that was a week ago tomorrow. They put him on the right medication, and he is doing very well. As a matter of fact, he's off all IVs, okay, and everything is looking really good. I would not be surprised if they discharged him either tomorrow or the next day. And we'll see what happens from there. Yes, that's very good news. I was like stressing out at one point, I'll tell you. The hardest thing is when your child, I know he's in his 40s and he's not a baby anymore, but you know what? I'm still his mother and he's still my baby. Okay? And have him in the hospital, and as sick as he was, and we did not realize how sick he really was until after the fact. He was severely dehydrated. Because of that, his kidneys were a mess. And then the doctors had said something about strep. So that maybe he had some strep in there. Yep, does not matter how old. You got that right. And then on top of all that, there's the COVID. And I mean, he didn't have much of a fever. Matter of fact, he might have just registered a small fever just once, and that was it. When my daughter had it, it about killed me not to go to see about her. Yes, it was horrible. I was like, I don't have a passport, so I can't cross the border. See, back when I first married my husband, we crossed the border. We used to go back and forth across the border all the time. We didn't have to have a passport back then, But then after 9/11, then they started requiring a passport. And I haven't been back there since. My husband and my son have been. And that's the important thing, because it's my husband's family that's up there. So it was more important for him to go than for me. So they've been up there. But I said, there was no way I would have been able to get a passport to go up there. And I'm really not keen on flying. Really not since 9/11. So it was a little bit stressful. And yes, I made a few calls to the nurse's station. And I swear the doctor must have thought I was a real basket case, because she said, she reminded me that he was a grown man. I was like, I know, but he's still my son, And there was a little bit of a communication problem because she has a very heavy French accent, and my ears are no longer tuned to the French accent. My ears are now tuned to the Kentucky accent. So, there was a little bit of a communication issue. So I know I didn't come across very clear on. When you're upset, you don't always think clearly. And I'll admit I was upset. It's like because I couldn't get hold of my son, and I for a little bit there, and he's texting me quite a bit now. My sister was in bad shape back then, and I couldn't risk us catching it. Oh, she had the COVID, did she? Yeah, it's like I'll tell you, what a mess that was. And a lot of the problems associated with that, come to find out, were more medical response issues, um, whether it be not treating them soon enough or treating them with the wrong medication. And that happened more times than what I care to think about. So it's like, it's just, they just weren't doing the right things. I think they've learned since they're doing a little bit better. I would want to put my first through that phone. Oh, yes. I'm my first. Okay. I may be Christian, but I'm a mother. Yes, I know. But, it's like, you can't help when there's a communication, because of languages or whatnot. You can't. That's like, what can you do? There's nothing you can do. You know. Um, so as far as I know, I found out that they were giving the correct medication for his condition, and that was the important thing. My ears are getting old, so accents can be frustrating. Yes, I told one business you need to hire Americans, or at least ones that can speak. Hey, I'll tell you, on our first trip down here to Kentucky to look at land, we stopped. There was a bunch of guys on the corner on one road, and we were asking directions. Okay, and this guy spoke. I kid you not. I don't think I understood a single word he spoke. And it's like his accent was so thick. You know, and it's like, okay, thank you very much. You know, and we went on our way, and I said to my husband, "Did you understand anything he said?" Nope, didn't understand a word he said. He was speaking English, I'm sure. He was an American, but trust me, I couldn't understand a word he said. Yeah, young people don't understand. Yeah. Oh man. So, but anyway, so I'm relieved to say he is doing much better, and I'm very optimistic on where he's going from here. Um, of course, now my husband is still thinking he's going to move back in a short period of time. No, it's not happening. Not for at least a year. I figure it'll be at least a year, maybe two, before he decides that maybe he should have stayed here. But he's a grown man. He has to be out, and he has to make his own way. You know, and I mean, my husband is like not helping me at all to pack up his son's belongings, and he doesn't want me doing it. Um, but it's like he's not living here. He's moved on, and I'm not going to have the space in this small house taken up with things that he's not going to be using. So, I mean, I'm not throwing them away. I'm packing them up, and I am putting them in storage, okay, in the barn loft. And most of what he's got left behind, I don't think will be damaged by weather conditions. I don't think so. So, you know, his computers that he left behind, I will be storing them up here, okay? But everything else, it's going in the barn. He doesn't want him gone, bless his heart. Yeah. The only thing is, he gives me a hard time about it. That's the only thing. But I don't know. Like I said, he needed to go. I understood he needed to go. Did I want him to go? No, I did not want him to go. but I understood the need for him to go, and I was not going to stand in his way. And that really ticks my husband off that I did not um, put my foot down about him leaving. And as a matter of fact, I even took him to the bus station, and he's very upset that I did that. But I knew he said he was going to hitchhike if I didn't take him to the bus station, and it's like, and I didn't want to see that, so I took him to the bus station, and I said my goodbyes, and I don't know if I will ever see my son again on this earth. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I know I will see him again, just maybe not on this earth. So I take solace in that. But I do communicate with him. We text every day. Okay, I'll admit I'm the one that does usually the first texting. On occasion he does, but usually it's me. But he does communicate. So let me see here. What else is there? Okay. So once I get that area cleared out and cleaned up, then I will be working on the installation and the wall, and then I'll paint the floor. As much as I would love to have flooring, um, I don't have flooring. I have a can of floor paint. So that's what's going on the floor. It's brown. It won't be too much of a contrast with what's already on the floor. And that's what I forgot to get when I was we stopped at Dollar General. There was a carpet that I really liked. I was going to get for that space. I wanted to get it before it was gone, and I forgot to even look. Oh, well, we spent enough money today. Maybe we'll stop and get it on Wednesday. So I'll get that end of everything all done, finished, and then we'll move on to the kitchen. So, and at some point between heat and weather, I still have the goat stall I want to build in the run-in, and we'll see how that works. I do still have to get some certain building supplies, and I haven't been able to catch the guy at the sawmill to order what I need. So that's why there's a holdup with that. I haven't really done too much more there. I might have to just make a special trip tomorrow and see if I can catch him. But my daughter is doing that in her tiny house, just painting the floor. Yep. Well, I'll tell you, flooring is not cheap. That snap-on linoleum flooring that everybody's putting in, you see, all over YouTube. To do this place, you're talking $1,000. I don't have $1,000. Man, I tell you. So I got a gallon, one gallon of brown paint, and I'm hoping and praying that does that end of the cabin. Okay, which is about a third of the cabin. So I painted floors before, used floor paint. Yeah, and that's what it's a floor paint. Because I was going to use it on the floor up here. That's what I was going to do. But you know what? This floor is not as important to have finished as the downstairs. So guess what? This space takes second fiddle. So work on the first floor first and get that done. At least I have, a little bit better flooring in the kitchen area when you first come in the door. So that's going to be a little bit better than just paint, okay? Because, when you come in the door, that's your high traffic area, okay? In the door in the kitchen, that's your high traffic area. So paint probably really would not have been as good for that area. But in the living room, it doesn't get quite as much traffic. I mean, it's not like we're holding parties every other night or anything like that. It's just my husband and I. So I think we can manage with just the paint. I'm hearing goats. Sorry, you know me. I hear goats. I got to stop it. I got to think, okay, what kind of cry is that? Is that a everybody's leaving me cry? Or is that I'm stuck cry? Or is that where's my kid cry? Yeah, they have all different kinds of cries like that. Honey's upset with me today because I did not let her out, but I'm sorry. I prefer to let her out in the morning, and on Sundays with church, I don't let her out on Sundays. So if a dog pees on it, it will dissolve the floor paint. Okay, I have to remember that. I have to make sure Gracie doesn't have any accidents in the house. Do you have a Habitat for Humanity store or a Billy's store? Unfortunately, the only Habitat for Humanity that I know about is in Lexington. That's an hour and a half away. And I'm sorry, but that ain't happening. As much as I wish we had one around here, oh man. I have seen people make some really nice furniture out of free used furniture that's fallen apart, and they take it apart and they redo it. Or they use the wood for other projects. I would love to do that, but you don't see it around here. You just don't see it. I think that when people have wood furniture that's going to fall apart, they just burn it. So you just don't see the kind of stuff here that you would see other places. I have to be careful in those stores. Easy to spend too much money. Oh, yes. Tell me about it. Oh, I've been in a Habitat for Humanity before. Yes. I know exactly what you mean. I'll tell you, there's one that had a sink, an old-fashioned porcelain sink that had the drain board on the side. Oh man, I tell you, I would have loved to have had that, but there was no way I was going to carry it because it was cast iron, and it's like, oh, it broke my heart to leave it, but it's like there was no way. Instead, I got a double stainless steel sink, and that's what I put in the house up in New Jersey. Remember when I had to, because the countertop was shot, I had to do something, so I jury rigged a sink set up in the kitchen up there. It's like, you know what? I know that wasn't very good that I did up there, but it was functional, and at that point, that's all I needed. I just needed function because I knew whoever bought that house was just going to be tearing the kitchen apart anyway, and it needed it. So I wasn't going to put a whole lot of money into it. So a double sink from Habitat for Humanity goes in there, and they can do with it what they want. Well, I don't know what they did, but they did something with it. So yeah, I'm still hearing a goat crying. And if it's Coco, she's probably crying because they've walked off. It's that time of day. They oftentimes walk off and go eat. So my husband doesn't hear the goats. He is in front of the computer with headphones on, so he doesn't hear what's going on. So when I hear it and I get up and goes, "What's going on?" It's like, I just go. So, but anyway, yeah, so I'm not going to be up here too long because I don't have the air conditioner gave up the ghost. So all I've got is a fan up here, and it's still quite warm. It's not as bad as it has been, but it's still quite warm. I've got the fan blowing on me, but it's just a little fan. It's not that much good. I was going to look for another fan in the dollar store too, and I forgot. I tell you, every time I turn around, I need to make a list, but then I'd forget the list, right? So my goat situation is in a good position. I still have the 3 other does to sell. There's no hurry. There's Nilly and the 2 young, Mama's little girl and Coco's little girl. They don't have names because I can't tell them apart. So when they sell, they won't. I won't let them go till the middle of August. I got to double check my dates on them, but I'm pretty sure not till the middle of August. So they have an 1800 small marble sink. Oh, that I want to put on a bird bath base. Oh, that would be so pretty. Yes, that is what I do. Make a list and forget the list. Yes. Oh, I tell you. Well, you know what? I tell you. You know how bad it was. Today at church. Okay, I knew I had to get boxes from my pastor's wife. Okay, and they were also giving out. They give out bags of stuff like about once a month, and they had bags to hand out. Half the stuff they hand, I can't use. And that's what happened today. There was only 3 different things in the bag today, and 2 of them I can't use. So I got to find another home for them. The third thing I really shouldn't use, but I have to admit I enjoyed. They had a bag of chocolate, the marshmallows have the chocolate filling. So I've been wanting to try them. It's like, oh, this gives me a chance. So they're kind of sweet. Anyway, I do that too. Yes. I cleaned this little air conditioner that must be at least 30 years old today, cooling so much better. Yes, and I think that's what this one needs, is to be cleaned. It's like, I'm not going to do it up here. I'll have to take it outside, and it's like, it's not a priority. I do have another air conditioner, but I think I have to trim a board to be able to fit it in the window. So I might see about doing that tomorrow, because we do have some more heat coming. If the heat was done, I wouldn't worry about it. We just use fans, because that's what we did all summer last year. It wasn't that bad last year. I think we had 1 or 2 days in the 90s last year, and that was it. So we just survived with just the fans. Well, if we have more than 2 days in a row in the 90s, it gets a little bit tough, So, and I really don't need to be getting sick. So if I get too hot, I'll get sick. So, but anyway. So that's I think that's pretty much all the updates. There really isn't too much else to really say, because it's just, I'm limited as what I can do in this heat. I really am. Oh yeah, I was telling you about the boxes in the pastor's life. Yeah. So we were coming out. We also had eggs for somebody that wanted eggs. So between getting their eggs, which we had to turn around and come back and get the eggs because we forgot the eggs when we left, it's just one of those days. And so we get there and we get back in the truck. I had the bag. My husband was more worried about what's in the bag than I am. And I know we have to go to the dollar store to get some stuff. And so that's where my mind is. And so I pull right out, and just about on the way that, oh, wait, the box. He made a comment as like, oh, wait, I got to get boxes. And I turned around and had to come back. And she came out of the church carrying another box. And she said, did you get the box? Said, no, I forgot. So we got the boxes. I brought about half of them in already. Still have another half still in the truck. Hopefully that will do. So anyway, my mind just has not been functioning very good today at all. So, and it's not getting any better with the fans just not helping a whole lot. So you see, I even forgot to finish my story, didn't I? Oh, I tell you. Well, anyway, I'm going to call it quits, ladies, because it's supposed to be in the hundreds, I think, 4 days or so in Tennessee. Yes, I had heard that. It's going to be warmer down there than up here. Can't move in that. No. Wait till it cools down. Really, seriously. If you don't have to put up with that kind of heat, don't. It's different if you have no choice. So, anyway, I'm going to cut it short because I need to get back downstairs where it's a little bit cooler. So, I will talk to you a little later, and I think I've got a pretty cute video to upload tomorrow that I took this morning. So, I thought it was cute anyway. So, anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Try and stay cool. This summer will come to an end at some point. I'm sure of it. See y'all later.